Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining me today. This is Reverend Jill Carey from Unity of Wimberley. I'm glad you could join me on this afternoon, and I'm sorry I missed last week. I was in the dentist chair unexpectedly and didn't have time to post anything before I did that because of the unexpected nature. Anyway, I'm back. I was holding last night the first in-person class that I've had in over 2 years. And it was really illuminating for us to be in an intimate setting and to reflect on how much we've been affected at every level of our being by the last over 2 years. And everybody is still getting over, if there is such a thing, the collective shock, I guess, of the pandemic, of the winter storm that we had, and then recently the shootings that have happened that have been so grievous and frustrating and unthinkable. And so it was good for us to be able to know our common experience and to be able to share that with each other and know that we're not alone in how strange everything feels. So today, when I was looking at the daily word for some inspiration, the topic was gladness, and the affirmation is, "My heart is so very glad." And the way the daily word describes it is, gladness is where my joy and deep contentment meet. And as I was reading that today, I realized that there's a little part of me, and perhaps a little part of you, that is sometimes reluctant or feels guilty to have some gladness, to have some joy when there is so much going on in the world that doesn't seem right. And of course, there are times when we're so deep in our grief or so deep in our discouragement that we can't find a way to be joyful or glad. But what I'm going to hold out to us today is that it's important for us to strike a balance between acknowledging what is in the world all around us in our own lives, and also to look for those moments of joy and gladness. As I'm sitting here on my porch right now, I've had a nest of barn swallows that I've watched from the time they were hatchlings to now they're doing their test flights out of the nest. So they're not very far away from their original home as they fly around with their parents. Those moments bring me joy and gladness in the midst of my sorrow, my pain, my anger, my discouragement. And that is the human condition, isn't it? To look for those moments of joy, to look for the things that make us glad, because it brings a balance not only to us, to our mental, emotional, and physical state, and our spiritual state, but it also brings balance to the world. So every moment of gladness that we experience kind of tips the balance for the world, if you will, in collective consciousness. So don't be afraid to have your moments of joy amidst your moments of sorrow. Don't be afraid to have, an optimistic attitude, an attitude of gladness, even when the world's circumstances look so grim sometimes. I was thinking about the moments that we might have been at solemn occasions like at church or at a funeral or at the processional of a graduation ceremony. And have you ever noticed that sometimes unexpected things happen and we have to contain ourselves not to laugh out loud because it doesn't seem like it would be appropriate, and sometimes it's not. But notice that our response to moments of tension sometimes are moments of laughter, moments of joy, moments of relief in that way. It seems to me that that is a built-in balancer, if you will, for us, because it's such a spontaneous act. So I'm sitting outside today because the humidity has not yet set in with the heat. So it feels really good outside right now. I'm listening to the birds. I'm watching the breeze putting its sway upon the plants in the trees. I'm watching, you could see the reflection of the clouds here in the window behind me. And so take those moments, make a point of them. Even if you're in the depths of despair, take a moment to breathe and find some joy. Take a moment to celebrate gladness, however you find it. Take a moment to look in the eyes of a child and remember that life is ever renewing, that the moments of gladness balance our moments of sadness. And take this with you throughout your days, throughout your weeks, throughout your life. So thanks for being with me today. I'm glad to know that you're out there. Thanks for supporting Unity of Wimberley. If you feel that this would be good to share with another, you can find this post on my Facebook page. It's also on the Unity of Wimberley website. So thank you so much, my friends. I'm glad to be with you. You are my moment of gladness today. Thanks. See you next week. Bye.